I feel released.
I feel happy and protected when I come here.
I think that it's helpful and I get to see kids with the same problem as me.
One of my clients once told me that she wants to grow as a lily, and then when the wind and waves come, she's still rooted there. And sometimes I feel like the CAC is the roots, and it helps when the wind and waves come to keep children and families rooted and to be a support when there's not many other things available at the time.
The Child Advocacy Center is a place that kids come to tell their stories so that they can get help, so that we can make sure that we prosecute perpetrators that are hurting children, and so that kids can heal so that they do well in the long run. We live in a wonderful community here, and it is easy for people to feel like, well, certainly child abuse doesn't happen in our community. When you actually look at the statistics, it is fairly common. 1 in 4 girls and 1 in 6 boys will be sexually abused before the age of 18. That's a lot of children. We are a nonprofit agency that works with kids who have been abused, and our role is to interview them, educate them, and help them heal. You're also very proactive, getting involved with programs that prevent abuse in our community. All of our services are free, so there are no financial barriers, and now that we provide services also in the school system, there don't even have to be any transportation barriers. So really, every kid in Mon County can benefit from our services. Often the first step in the process is a forensic interview. We make sure that somebody's here from the prosecutor's office and law enforcement and child protective services, as well as a medical provider, and they are observing the interview from an observation room.
We have a place to sit down together, discuss a case from its infancy. Honestly, I can't imagine any other way of doing cases of this nature. We don't all have to ask them the same questions. The victim doesn't have to go through the trauma over and over again, retelling their story.
It's just a more complete way of presenting that information to the entire team. You're all there from the get-go and you know exactly the case that you have.
My job is to aid in the investigation process by creating an environment where a child can feel safe enough to disclose what has happened in their life. As they go through the interview and they start to share what has happened with them, you see the weight is lifted off of their shoulders. Like they start to relax and they start to just be kids again. The family leaves with some understanding of what's going to happen. Then the team has the information that they need to move forward with the investigation, but the child has been able to let go of those secrets that they've been keeping to start their healing process. And that's my point where I'm no longer a forensic interviewer, but I just get to share with them that I think they are so amazing what they do. They leave here smiling, knowing that they don't have to carry this around anymore. Somebody else is going to take it for a while.
We have a number of excellent therapists here that are ready to help families heal, help them process the traumatic experiences that they have faced.
We all know the studies that things that happen to kids in their first 5 to 7 years affect them for the rest of their lives. And unless those experiences are dealt with, understood, processed in a proper healing way, they never really leave you, and they influence everything else that goes on in your world. When people come here to the center, it's very relaxed. It is a place where we make sure that you're healthy. We're here to make sure that when they leave here, they feel better, and it seems to me that is what happens. That smile they take away from here is that beaming that we're doing something good, we're doing something right, we're doing something to address what's happened and not let it continue to control us.
One of my favorite parts about working at the CAC is leading the children's group.
The focus is really about the power of kids coming together and helping each other and supporting each other.
I think groups can be extremely powerful because it helps other kids to see that they're not alone in their struggles, to learn how to set healthy boundaries, how to communicate and express themselves. And these are skills that they're going to take with them for the rest of their lives.
I mean, there are so many amazing nonprofits in Monongalia County. You know, for us to be singled out in this way is very special. It makes me feel like we're on the right track and we're growing and developing in the ways that are meaningful for our community.
We see hope every day. It comes through the front door. It's like you're aware that these awful things are happening in the world, but you get to be a small part of changing that. For me, that's what helps me keep coming back day to day. Not just for the kids, but also all those other cases that maybe we're not aware of yet.
It's life-changing. It's helping victims become kids again.